with us on Season 8, Episode 3, where we watch We Are Family, Season 1, Episode 1, and we'll find out after the break. I'm Chris Lorenz.
My guess is Joe Biden. This is Brian.
If my hot dog cart has taught me anything, it's to toss it all together and put it out. This is Max Riska Heart Attack.
If this is your first time listening, we watch a different reality show each week and figure out if it's good or bad. And last week we watched The Trust on Netflix. We put a poll on X, formerly known as Twitter, and you guys voted it a top third show with I think the most votes we've ever had. So really coming out for The Trust.
Damn, 1,700 votes is crazy.
It's like one more. We have more votes than Trump won some counties, you know?
It's true.
Brian, what show do we watch this week?
This week we watched We Are Family. Anthony Anderson and his mother, Doris Bowman, host this music-centric competition showcasing the non-famous relatives of celebrities performing duets with their hidden famous family member. We Are Family features a studio audience entirely composed of 100 contestants playing through multiple rounds of clues and gameplay to win up to $150,000 each by correctly guessing which celebrity the performer is related to before they are revealed. Featured celebrities range from musicians and professional athletes to actors and beyond.
Thank you, Brian. That was a mouthful. Mouthful?
It was.
That was the word I was going for. Yeah, so this is the latest show in the Fox's The Masked universe.
Do we know if it's produced by the same people?
We do not know, but Brian, can you look that up?
I'm on the case.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, so this is another try to guess a celebrity game, and this time there's still singing involved, which was okay, I guess.
Yeah, now it's okay singing without like a chance of it being good.
So I've categorically given all these shows bottom third because I think these shows are terrible. This has been the best version. This is the best show in their universe.
Well, I hate to say it, you are absolutely right.
Like, they tell you who it is within 15 minutes of them starting it. Like, you don't have to like watch 20 hours of television to figure out who the pencil head is. Like, you get to like guess with like 3 to 6 clues. And this time there are actually like celebrities you actually might have heard of before, which, you know, the Masked Singer definitely, you know, goes up and down.
Well, I strongly suspect that they like front loaded interesting celebrities for episode 1, and they're gonna hit you with like garbage from here on out.
I agree with that. And I also think that the Masked Singer got better with their celebrities because it just became a giant advertisement. But yeah, this one, it could easily become the same way.
No, for sure. This is definitely it's off the backs of the Masked Singer. So like he pulled more celebrities in, and as we'll find out, Joel McHale was one of the celebrities, and that's like he's big buddies with Anthony Anderson, which is the host of the show. Yeah. So like it's not that big of a leap for, Joel McHale to show up.
I mean, also, isn't he the host of other Masked Singer universe shit?
No, he was. No. He was in that Prank Wars show.
Yeah.
Celebrity Prank Wars, I think. They were in the show together.
He was in an episode of Lip Sync Battle.
No. He is?
No, he's in 10 episodes of The Masked Singer. He was a judge for, I think, season 1.
Oh, he was a judge. Interesting.
Don't question me, motherfucker.
All right. Maybe I won't. Yeah. So we have Anthony Anderson. He's the host. And his mom is on the show. And his mom is like literally the worst. She gives terrible guesses and it's not funny.
They couldn't afford Ken Jeong for another show, so this is what we got.
But Ken Jeong is in his own shows now. He's not in Anthony Anderson's show.
Oh, so basically he got too big for his britches, and then now...
So this is Anthony Anderson's show. The pitch is, hey, my mom is funny. Let's do a show with my mom. And
spoiler, Anthony, you gotta get a reality check.
But, like, what can you do in this show? This show is just, like, has no place for humor. Like, so the show works out. There's each round, just somebody comes out and sings a song, and then they, like, go to guest, like, contestants in the audience and say, like, who do you think it is? And then they go to the mom, and then they sing another song, they do it again, and then they reveal who it is. Where's the humor?
Nowhere.
Anthony Anderson could be so funny in the studio right now, but everything they're doing is just like cutting to other people as they guess. When you guess, you could be a little funny probably. The mom is the real person that I think could be funny here and is absolutely not. Like one of her guesses was just like Jesus Christ or something. And no, it was Joe Biden.
Yeah. And because old people like soup.
Which is not funny in any way at all.
I will say she did say Mariska heart attack, which I thought that was good.
All right.
Yeah.
She's got you.
She got me one time.
A little funny, but yeah, I have no hope for the rest of the season.
But the reason she's on here is, for some reason they say, just like Claim to Fame, the host has to have one of their relatives there too. It can't just be Nick or Kevin Jonas. It has to be Frankie.
I just think that Anthony Anderson's just getting his mom a job.
He did. That's the show.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's go through a rounds because there's a lot of shit in play.
So the first round is worth $20,000, and everyone in the audience gets 2 guesses, I think, to guess who the celebrity is. And if you guess correctly, you get a share of the money.
Yep.
And then
which I like it. It's very 1 versus 100.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's very fun. It gets the audience involved. They're excited. There are a lot of audience shots in this, which I hate. No, particularly that's part of the Mass universe. The Mass Singer universe is like shots to the audience, but it feels like here people are really invested. So they got you could tell it was like this audience pretty much. Which when they do the Mass Singer, they just do some B-roll and they reuse the B-roll all the time, and it's so obvious. Whereas like this, they didn't. So the audience is involved. And then there is a section at the end, round 3 gets like the best guesser gets to do it by himself. So there's that other like tangible benefit from the audience. So they're like round 1's 20,000, round 2's 30,000, and then the last round has like 100,000 down to 10,000, which we'll get into that. But like, it's interesting. So after that, they introduce like the contestant, Anthony Anderson does, and then they like sing some song that is some sort of clue.
First, before even that, they say a couple things about themselves. Like, the first woman up there says, I'm from Rockford, Illinois. I'm an independent woman. I'm ready to get the crowd jumping. And already I'm like, well, it's clearly a member of Destiny's Child that she's related to. And then she sings a song. And what am I supposed to do with that? Nothing.
So you got right away that it was Destiny's Child.
Yes. I didn't know which one, but I knew Beyonce's above this, so it's one of the other two.
Yeah, I was really surprised that at the end the celebrities actually are on the show. Yeah. I figured they'd just be like show a picture, be like it's my friend Tom Cruise.
No, they just come on for one day and that's it. You know, you don't have to pay them for 10 episodes like you had to pay T-Pain.
Yeah, ridiculous. But I I can imagine the show devolving into just like showing a photo or like a video of like, yeah, Allie's my cousin. And in my head, I'm just laughing. I don't know why. But yeah, so they give you some clues. Christina, another guest host on the podcast, guest Destiny's Child, but not as quick as you did. I think it was during the song they give a bunch, like 3 clues. During the song, she guessed Destiny's. She gets the other Destiny's Child member first, though.
So the 3 clues they give you are some pirate booty, aka bootylicious, some gospel singers, I don't know what's up with that, and $3 bills, aka 3 singles, you know, maybe some single ladies things. I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't write down any notes on clues.
Somebody's like, oh, maybe it's Kelly Rowland. Some guy's like, oh, it's Scottie Pippen. Like, come the fuck on.
No.
This is the worst part of the show.
Yeah.
I wrote this down twice. But this is the worst part of the show is when they ask random people in the audience who they think it is. Because it clearly asks, like, I don't know, like 80 people and pick the most ludicrous guesses. And you probably have some incentive to, like, if you want to be on TV, you better say it's a Barack Obama. Because then they'll use you. Right?
That's fair. If you don't think you can win any money or like get up there, yeah, just go for the glory.
Like no, these aren't serious guesses generally, or like can be, but like I don't know. I hated it. I was like, just get to the next part.
All right, so the next part is the second song.
The next part is the second song with more clues that I didn't write down.
But also, the relative sings along with them now. Like, the relative's backstage singing along.
Man, Max, it seems like you're really invested in this show.
No, I'm not.
So many details.
I don't remember what the clues were for the second part. I was already so locked in on it's clearly one of the 2 other people.
Yeah. So Christina guessed correctly on this one. Who was it, Brian? Did you write it down?
It was Michelle whatever.
I wrote
Michelle Williams.
Michelle Williams. And then round 2 was $30,000. And it was also the cousin of Michelle Williams was on the show. And she was singing. Her singing was I thought she sang pretty well.
Yeah, it was satisfactory.
Was like the next person, her singing was not good. And it didn't even look like she was singing. She looked like she was lip syncing. I mean, like, what do I care about this? But like, whatever. But after the first 3 clues pointed to Crime Scene Kitchen, and I guessed it was Joel McHale based on the host of Crime Scene Kitchen, which I had to look up on Wikipedia, and it was Joel McHale. The next 3 clues are... What?
Sorry, go ahead. I jokingly thought... So, one of the clues was trying to catch a raccoon. And then, like, during the ad break, there was an ad for a show with Joel McHale on Fox that I'd never heard of, with him, like, catching a raccoon. And I'm like, it can't be Joel McHale. And, of course, it was fucking Joel McHale.
Yeah, the next 3 clues were, like, way more obvious. It was, like, the soup and, like, something to do with community college. And then the animal control clue that you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... And the singing, when he started singing, I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds like Joel McHale. Like Joel McHale, I think can actually sing. They've done some musical episodes of Community, and he does pretty well. So like, he was way better singer. And yeah, this one got me a little invested because like I knew who it was.
I think usually you would get that from like any of these shows, but it's a crapshoot. Like the next episode, you might not.
But also, they're starting to dial in that, like, we just want the guessing it and the payoff part of it. And now we don't have to wait 10 fucking episodes. You get it resolved in 10, 15 minutes.
For sure. This is much better format. I agree.
Much better.
And then they do this other thing that I wrote was I'll talk about it at the end. they had this guy from the audience, Adam S., and they kept saying his name, and I kept thinking he was like, are they saying Adamas? Adamas? Like, what are they saying? I thought that was pretty funny.
You gotta watch with captions, my man.
Yeah, sometimes
True.
I do. So they play. He plays for 100K. If he gets it on clue 1, it's 100. Gets it on clue 5, it's 10K. Which who the hell's gonna get this at 1? Like that's ridiculous.
He got it at 2, which
Yeah.
I
is
was
insanity.
I was watching with my girlfriend, and she did correctly guess the person, but not by clue 2.
Yeah, it was the person was Nikki Glazer.
Yeah.
And like the first clue was like Nicki Minaj, and he was like, "Yeah, it's Nicki Minaj, so it's gonna be Nicki." Like what?
Yeah.
And then I forget the second clue was.
So the 5 clues were Nicki Minaj, sort of like a comedy seller, like suggesting
stand
comedian.
up.
The third one was a glazed donut. The fourth one was a pork roast, and the fifth one was cartoon hunks.
I think the fourth one might have been like glazed ham.
No, could be. I was thinking more like Nikki Glazer is always at roasts,
Oh, yeah, true.
but all of the above. Cartoon hunks was, of course, F Boy Island.
Oh,
Beloved,
Oh,
beloved,
did not get that.
beloved Nikki Glazer property. Fuck you, HBO Max.
Max, the one to watch for HBO,
Yeah.
that stole your name.
But yeah, this guy locked it in after Nicki Minaj and comedian, which is crazy, but he was right.
He was really good.
And also,
must
he
have
was. I like that it self-selects for like the best person in the crowd of 100. Honestly, the format kind of works. I didn't love the show, but I get it.
It sounded like he loves the show.
Me? No.
Did your girlfriend immediately watch the second episode?
No. She has taste.
I won't continue my sentence then.
Would you like to know who is in the next couple of episodes? Who the celebrities are?
Sure.
Okay. Spoilers alert for the next 1 minute. Next episodes, we have Jojo Siwa, Carney Wilson, and Cam Newton. Then we have Candice Cameron Bure, Lauren Elena, and Jay Farrow. And then Tiffany Haddish, Debbie Gibson, and Tamar Braxton.
I know who Cam Newton is.
Yeah, no, I know Tiffany Haddish. All these other people, they really front loaded good stuff in the first episode.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
Definitely will affect the rating, I think.
Yeah, you got lucky with this one. You like got invested with one of the characters.
Yeah, for sure. And it was a random guess. So yeah, I mean that's like all the minutiae. That's the show. And I like. It's one of the only 45-minute shows that I like that I think has 3 people, not 2 people. So that really helps. I hate when it's just 2 people because you end up dragging so much to get 2 meaningful like segments. So that's good. About sorry about that. The other thing that I wrote that is the worst is like when they're like everyone's guessing and then they like trying to build up this tension to like be like who is it, and they like just refuse to tell you who it is so frustrating. It's like you're not building any suspense. I'm just about to like wring your neck. And like the commercial spots, I can't imagine you watching this with commercials.
Oh Lord!
Oh my God, sounds terrible. You don't have ad-free Hulu?
No, I just watched it on Fox.com. It was like a minute of ads. It wasn't that bad. I do have some interesting lore about the show.
Lore, okay.
So it's executive produced by Jamie Foxx, and he was actually originally going to be the host along with his daughter, but he had this whole like medical episode in 2023 that like he couldn't do shit for a year. So Anthony Anderson.
Oh, well, he dodged a
Wow.
bullet. I mean, probably not. I think people will like this show.
People like Jamie Foxx. He's a personable guy. I think he would have been a fine host.
Do you think he'd be better than Anthony Anderson?
Yeah, I think he'd be better than Mama Doris.
Mama Doris? What is that supposed to mean?
That's Anthony Anderson's mom's name.
Doris?
Yeah.
Doris.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mama Doris. Okay.
Learn
I
the
thought you were
lore,
going to say
Chris.
like. I thought you were trying to go like Mama Boris, like she's a boar or something.
Wow. That's sounds like me. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, should we do questions?
Yes, please.
Who's the worst human being? Do we have one?
Doris is just bad jokes. I wouldn't say that she's a bad human being.
I'm going to go with Anthony Anderson because he's getting paid a lot of money, and he doesn't look interested in being the host of this show.
I'm
Like,
gonna
he
go.
needs more energy. He needs more quips. I need him to be invested for the 2 weeks or the 1 week it took to film this thing.
Good point.
I'm gonna go with Joel McHale's cousin Audrey, who absolutely butchered Amy Winehouse.
All right. I think we got consensus here on Anthony Anderson, though. But,
Max puts a good point. And I'll go with Anthony Anderson.
still going to go with Anthony. Well, let's do some drinking rules. So, for every guess you give out, or that you say, and that's wrong, take a drink.
And then obviously if you get it right, you got to give a drink.
No. You get it right, you got to finish your drink.
For the sort of final part where you have to guess on clue 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, if you guess on like clue 2, you get to give out 3 drinks. If you guess on clue 4, you only get to give out 1 drink. So on and so forth.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 5.
Yeah.
5, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, as like a group, yeah, if you get it right, you get to give out a couple drinks.
Yeah.
Or like everyone else, I think everyone else just has to drink. Like if you get it right, everyone else has to drink.
Yeah.
But you still have to drink for every guess you got wrong. Or maybe the incentive here's the incentive. It's more of a game. So if you guess like 18 times, but you get it right, you don't have to drink. But if you guess 18 times and you get it wrong, you have to drink 18 times.
Ooh.
That's a rough one.
Yeah. But it does. It
also-
still gets you to participate.
Also, sorry, based on like the other people on this show, I'm just gonna be drinking all the fucking time.
Yep.
You don't have to guess. But then what's the point of the show? And what's the point of playing a drink game if you're not going to drink?
It's true.
Why do you yell at me for my drinking rules then?
I mean, Chris, there's drinking games and there's like guaranteed going to the hospital to get your stomach pumped.
Yeah, Brian. There's guaranteed go to the hospital to get your stomach pumped, okay?
So you're not going to like my drinking rule of drink every time you see somebody with a anxious face.
Yeah, definitely. Just drink every crowd shot.
Yeah. Or you could really just drink when they open the sphere.
If you don't want to play like the big game, you could also just like if you guess the same thing that they've guessed on TV, cheers them, take a drink.
Yeah.
But you've guessed wrong, so most likely
I'm going to be guessing wrong all the time.
yeah. But that'd be fun. That's fun. Would this show be better as a TikTok or a Quibi?
Absolutely.
You think so?
I want all the audience shit out. I want Mama Doris out.
Mama Boris, okay, Boris.
Mama.
I think it would be a Quibi. Quibi, you do one celebrity in a Quibi.
Okay.
Or do you think do you need to go down to like 30 seconds TikTok?
No, I would just handle like the song. Like I was thinking just put the song as a TikTok. You look at the clues and then it's like the commenters are guessing.
I do think that it kind of is a TikTok. It's like guess the celebrity or guess the thing TikToks. Like
Yeah.
that's definitely like a talk section. So like, I don't know if it's necessarily better, but if you could condense the show down to like 60 seconds, like that's, I don't know, it says about your premise of your show. Would the show be better if everyone was naked?
Yes.
Max, what do you think?
Yes, absolutely. I want to see Nikki Glazer's dad naked for sure.
All right. What do you love about the show, Brian?
That they actually got the formula. Yeah, that they actually don't keep us hanging all the time.
Max, what do you love about the show?
You ever play 1 versus 100 on Xbox 360?
Like one time.
That shit ruled. This show reminded me of that, so I appreciate that.
I love knowing the person in the episode, and that was great. I did kind of, I liked the level of celebrity in this episode, which we find out is not the level of celebrity in the rest of the episodes. So now we do a rating system. We do a rating.
No, we got to talk about mommies and daddies of the show.
You want to talk about mommies and daddies? We already talked about the mommies and daddies.
We haven't really discussed. God, what's the fucking Jonas show?
Yeah.
But I literally, it's claim to fame. I know that because I have it up on Wikipedia, and there is somebody whose relative was both in claim to fame and in a future episode of We Are Family.
Of course. Why wouldn't they be?
Yeah. In Claim to Fame, it's Tiffany Haddish's sister, and in We Are Family, it's Tiffany Haddish's niece. So probably just the sister's kid.
Oh. Yeah. Not the same person, but the same celebrity.
Keeping it in the same family.
But I think I personally think the show would be more interesting if the celebrity wasn't there. So like you could have like Tom Cruise's like second cousin on here, and you got to try to guess Tom Cruise, or you got to guess like I don't know. You could actually guess the other person at Destiny's Child. What's her name?
I think having the celebrity there supplies the show with some more gravitas, if you will.
I don't care about gravitas. I think the show would be, spoilers, my rating. I'm giving it a rating. I'm going to put it in the bottom third. But I think it would definitely go up a ranking if you could guess real people that real people know. Like real celebrities. That's where I'm at. Like,
sure.
The real thing about these shows that I hate is because you're trying to guess these celebrities, but there's like some sort of like you got to know who these people are. So there's no categories. It's just celebrity, and that can mean anything.
There are people who eat this shit up. People who look at tabloids while they wait for the checkout counter at a grocery store.
I don't think they have those anymore, do they?
Never been to a grocery store in my life, so
never. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just So I'm gonna put in the bottom third. Brian, what's your rating?
I'm also putting in the bottom third. I really checked out of this super quickly, even when it was just I recognized it with Joel McHale. I was not engaged.
What do you got for me, Max?
Middle third, bottom of the middle. It's not good, but I have to give it points for playing with formula.
There you go.
Actually,
I mean,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, just given the quality of future celebrities, I might knock it down a point or two, but no, I'll keep it in the middle. We watch so much garbage.
For sure, we do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Speaking of what we've watched, I have finished the season of The Trust.
Oh, wow.
The 8th episode came out today as we're recording this, and I liked it. It reminded me a lot of Survivor when they're like at the camp and they're all trying to get along, and they but in Survivor you can't, but in this show you could, and it's like kind of this push and pull of whether you should or shouldn't, and like do you like a lot of the people want like need money, so and a lot of people want money, and like it's just like who can they vote out, who can they not vote out, and like the producers pull in questions like or pull in like throw wrenches in the plan like uh yeah, everyone like line up as a leader, and whoever the leader is has to like put people in different orders, and then people get pissed off because they're like at the bottom of the trust, the people they trust, and like, and then they did that. They did a thing where like they exposed people's lies, and that was really good. Like, just there was a schism in this house at some point about like voting people off and not voting people off, and oh, it was great season of television. Great side content. Like you're just like listening to what's going on. That I highly recommend.
Okay.
So I agree with our listeners. Put it in the top third.
What was your initial rating?
Top third. I debated and then I put it in the top, and I was like, it was justified in the top for sure.
Good shit.
Brian, any shout outs?
I'm going to shout out The Floor.
Do you think we should do The Floor?
Considering we've got some like good stuff coming up for Love Month, I don't think so. But The Floor is kind of fun. It's maybe a little bit more engaging of a trivia show. There's just a bunch of people on there. You pick a category that like you're going to represent, and then you're trying to claim spots by like challenging other people.
I mean, visually it looks cool.
Yeah. I definitely would say it's just more engaging because most of the time is quizzes, and then like if you like know anything about the category, you're like playing along. Like they show something on the screen, and then one person answers it, and then the other person does, and it keeps going until like each person's time runs out. Like so, then the person whose time runs out loses.
Okay, so it doesn't have the Jeopardy problem where like three people know the answer, and it's just whoever's better at buzzing.
Exactly.
Okay, that's cool. Max, do you have any shout outs?
Shout out to The Wire season 1. That was good. Shout out to Power World. Very addictive. Yeah.
For sure. Very addictive. Definitely spent a bunch of time and I'm like, oh crap, it's 9:30. What happened?
Same, but even after you signed off, I was up until like 1 a.m. East Coast time, but still.
I gotta go. Anyway, speaking of that, next week we're watching Extreme Love, I believe is the name of the show, correct?
Ooh, yep. Yeah.
I assume season 1, episode 1, but we didn't really talk about that. Nor did we.
Let's do it.
Yeah, well, we don't know where to find the show either, so
Hulu.
Hulu? All right. So Extreme Love, season 1, episode 1 on Hulu. And you can find us on, tell us what you thought about the show on X at Hoopinthesong. Find us on Facebook.com/Hoopinthesong. You can email us questions and suggestions at hoopinthesong@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next time.
Welcome to Movie Foam. If you would know the name of a movie you would like to select, +1.